now, the only way you and me keep on is that you accept everything I just said right here, right now, and we move forward with that understanding.
The opening is brilliant because you think that everything's been said that hasn't been said for 10 episodes. There is some air sort of cleared.
I went to school with Maggie, for God's sake!
But then, of course, everything changes.
The zombies are becoming more and more a problem you can deal with, but to know that there's these other threats out there, just groups of marauders out there, you know, killing people, it's not safe anymore.
He shot at you, Rick. He ran with men who tried to kill you. You gonna bring him back to where Lori sleeps? To where Carl sleeps?
In Shane's mind, he's just saying enough. No more threat. He's done with deferring and trying to please Herschel.
Say no!
I love the fact that it's not about Carl. It's not about the kid. It's not about Lori. It's just about pragmatism against humanity, which is the heart of their disagreement. And that's where the fight comes out.
Are you crazy? What if Dad finds out?
What's he gonna do, kill me for committing suicide?
Maggie and Beth have had a very close relationship. It's not that Maggie doesn't understand Beth thinking about this or having these feelings, it's just absolutely not an option.
Beth is younger than I am, and I have a sense of responsibility to her.
Beth?
And her perspective on Beth is that she's been through the trauma of realizing that her whole paradigm about this zombie virus has been wrong.
You give it to me, sweetheart. You don't want to do this.
And that once she gets over that shock, she can come back to us and be okay.
You shouldn't have taken the knife away.
Lori and Andrea differ so much. Andrea doesn't have a family. She's not gonna get married. She's not gonna have a baby. We have such opposing ways of how we are in the world that, of course, we have clashing points of view when it comes to this little girl.
She has to choose to live on her own. She has to find her own reasons.
You want me to tie a noose for him?
There are certain decisions that I think, in Lori's mind, are appropriate for adults to step in and say, no, this isn't okay. You don't know enough about life yet to decide whether or not this is all right.
She only has so many choices in front of her.
Andrea's perspective comes from Andrea's life.
I've been there. And I think for Andrea, this is a cry for help. And if someone is grieving and they have a cry for help, don't escalate it.
You're exhausted. Go get some air. I'll sit with her.
She's not playing roulette with this little girl's life. She really looks at it and says, I was her, I know her, and she's gonna pull through.
The pain doesn't go away. You just make room for it.
It was risky, and it was panic-inducing because you don't know how far a cry for help can go.
Maggie is absolutely chilled to the bone that Andrea would invite a young girl to try this or to make her think that this was really an option. It's just so far from any type of solution for Maggie.
How bad is she?
It wasn't deep.
So it was a cry because she didn't want to die.
She wants to live. She made her decision.
And you can throw me out of the house and kick me out of the house, and that's okay, because your sister is gonna be okay from now on.
You don't get to make these calls anymore.
There's sort of a colder thing that happens with him. I think it's more of this evolvement of where he's going. It's a real darkness.
Suddenly, Shane tries to kill him instantly. As always, there's an impulsive reaction. Rick stops it, and then it is ultimately about leadership.
Shane wouldn't necessarily have ever gone to this dark of a place in his normal life and letting that sort of inner beast come out. But Shane's a product of this world. And I think Rick sees it, but doesn't want to, because this is his best friend.
You want to stay here? Help the guy who just tried to bash your head in?
It's not just you're a bad guy and I've got to get rid of you. It can't be that simple. It can't just be black and white. It's not that kind of show.
He did this. We're going.
Oh, thank you.
These people are an incredible source of comfort to one another, even though they war against each other constantly. Shane saved Carl's life. He saved my family. He saved his life twice. These are huge debts that he owes to this man. Shane knew my parents. So, you know, just to cut him loose, you cut loose your history as well. And I think that that's really an important part of reconciling.
Open the back door! Come on!
Because you're reconciling with your history.
It's time for you to come back.
There is no one else left on the planet from their past life. They are their last port of call to what was before, which is constantly what Rick's trying to hold on to.
The Walking Dead. All new episodes Sunday nights at 9, only on AMC. For more exclusive video, go to amctv.com.